All right, we're gonna install a Taskade AI Kit. It's like a pre-made set of automation. You can read about those on their website. I'm gonna do this in the desktop app. But basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to one of the kits. They have a bunch of pre-made ones. This is their AI marketing kit. And it's a team. It's like different agents and a scraper. So we're gonna add it to a workspace. I'm gonna put it in my consulting space. It's saying you get these projects, so that's where your content lives. You're getting an automation, which is like a map of these tools. And then there's specialized agents within that automation that are each going to have a task that they are responsible for. So let's set this up. Let's close our other ones out. So here's what it looks like when we zoom out. Basically, we're going to set a schedule for how often it's going to do this, but it's going to go do market research and SEO and all this for us. So let's say every day at 5 a.m. because I like it done when I get up to work in the morning. That's going to be the time. And then it's going to look for a task in my competitor's website project. And it's going to say, okay, if there isn't one, then just stop here. But if there is one, continue on. And then the next step, what it's going to do with that is turn it into a string. And it's going to say, okay, take that current item and you're going to put something in the task content cell. And what it's going to do is use AI to analyze the competitors from that cell that I put in. And it's basically going to prompt it. So it's using GPT-4o Mini, I believe. And it's just prompting it to say, okay, do this with my competitor, like analyze their market positioning and what their marketing is missing out on as well. And then it's going to make a project called competitor research done and put that AI output in a new project so I can see that. So I'm going to enable that. Now that's going to be an automation, not a project. And this is the part that's a little bit confusing. If I could make this a little bigger, it'd be easier. But here's where I'm going to put in my competitors' websites. So let's just go my own transformative principle. Let's do the vibemarketer.com. Let's go Nike. And let's do a fun one. So basically what the automation is doing is it's saying, hey, every day at 5 a.m., look for something new in this box. If there's nothing new, then stop. But at 5 a.m. in the morning, it's going to find these new links and it's going to run that. And what it's going to do, you can find this under our automations. Is it's going to find that competitor website and say, okay, continue on. Take that website and go do this research on it and use AI to come up with an analysis and then turn that into a project that I'll have when it's done shortly after 5 a.m. So then what you can do is go see the runs. Like, is it really running at 5 a.m. and you want to make sure it's toggled on? Here's a quick tip with Taskade automations. It can be really confusing what automation is running off of what project. Because you can see in my consulting page, I have like 10 or 12 projects, 18 agents, 10 automations, and 19 pieces of media. So here's a trick that I learned. Like, let's take this one. Match the project with an emoji. So my content audit analysis table, this is a project. That's where the automation is going to pull the data and put it back into. I did this graph up and over emoji because when I go to my automations, I don't even want to read this because some of them are so similar. I go, oh, That's the automation that pulls from that project. And it's really helpful to open them side by side. This is in the desktop app. You could do it in the web app with tabs. But I go, oh, this is my automation for my content audit that has that emoji in my workspace. Go to my consulting project. Yeah, I have 21 projects. Emoji to emoji. So this automation I know is running based on the content in this project. So if you get overwhelmed with Taskade and you're like, oh, there's too many things or it's not organized, the UI is a little bit busy and hard to figure out, but just match those emojis. So I know my LinkedIn profile scraper has the magnifying glass on the project. So if I want to go fine tune the automation, this automation doesn't pull from this project. I'm going to go back to my automations and go to my magnifying glass. And now I know this automation is running from this project. So hopefully that's helpful. Taskade is really cool. The pre-made ones are fun to play with. The biggest thing is they'll give you these generic agents. Like they have a LinkedIn profile search agent. But what's cool is if you're creating content, you can make your own agents. So like I have one based on this book called Hook Point that just writes really good hooks. And then I have one that knows my personal brand and my brand voice. So you can pass stuff and be like, hey, take the generic AI agent content and have Hook Point come up with a hook for it. And then have my personal brand agent take that content and revise it to be in my own voice and style and vocab and tone. And then have my project manager go back and assign on my calendar. And you're basically passing stuff between all these AI agents. In the next video, I'll show you some examples of what it outputs and how this stuff actually works. But that's how you set up these pre-made kits in Taskade. I like to work in the desktop app, but they have a bunch of pre-made ones that you just one-click install and they're free to run. You don't even need an API key. I pay like $50 a year for this. It's amazing, and it's a great way to learn these.